I've got a question for you then, Kandeep. What are you doing as a coach in the meantime? What's your plans in the meantime for the next 2 weeks to enhance your players and develop your players for when you do get back to training weekly? Welcome to the show, Highlight the Roots. Today we've got myself, Mark Russell, and Kandeep, just like last week. So the other guys are a little bit, what are they up to, do you think?
Just staying away from us.
Staying away from us, yeah. The university where we record this show is really, really empty today, actually. And obviously with the current situation in the world, people
17th of March today.
People are really being cautious, I think. So today we thought we'd do a show on the coronavirus and how it's affecting football mainly, but sport as well. We will touch on a few things. So basically, yesterday came the news in England with the English FA that grassroots football is now affected. So effectively from yesterday evening, there's no training sessions and no league games and friendly games to be played until the foreseeable future. I don't think they put a date on it, have they?
No, but certain tournament organisations, so like the ones in mid-May, they've cancelled, but the ones in June and stuff, they're still going ahead. But it might change in the next couple of months. I think they're going to give it till the end of April maybe before they make a decision. Yeah,
so again, one of these things in these shows that we try and do, we try and give you the information that we know as individuals. So the 3rd of April is the date that the Premier League, English Football League, is supposedly back in play. Whether that happens or not is another matter. We'll have to wait and see. So grassroots football, obviously, we haven't got a clue when that's going to be coming back. Personally, and you know, I'm happy to give my personal opinions on these things. Not being political at all, I think the next 2 weeks in England are crucial. We get ourselves into Easter, come out of the Easter holidays, and fingers crossed we might start seeing a little bit more normality back into our lives, not just in football. So, have you got a personal opinion on that, Kandeep?
Well, the thing is, so I know the Scottish FA and the Welsh FA, when the government announced on Friday to cancel large gatherings and stuff, the Scottish FA, Welsh FA, they straight away postponed all grassroots activity, whereas in England we carried on for the weekend. So like, for example, like my teams, under 18 and under 16, they both played on Sundays. They're lasting for a while and stuff. And then obviously yesterday it was announced grassroots football was cancelled. Personally for me, I'm thinking to myself, so grassroots football's been cancelled. Schools will probably be next by the end of the week. We don't know, but it's like, what are kids going to do? It's like,
you know, I think we'll deal with that situation when it comes. You know, as we've just mentioned off camera, closing schools is huge. And again, personal opinion, one that I think is it's got to be a last resort. Got to be a last resort. So I think we'll stick to football. Stick to that situation. If they close the schools in the future, we may come back and do something else on that. But we'll stick to football for now. Just one thing. For those people that have been watching the show, or the people that are coming to watch the show for the first time, you know, do hit the subscribe button, do hit the bell for notifications when we bring new shows out. At this moment in time, we are trying to do these weekly. Whether that goes through the summer to less or more, we're not too sure yet. We'll see how the show takes off. We are persevering with things. We are trying to smile a lot on camera as well, and give you guys the content that we think you would like to watch and like to hear about. Again, I think you mentioned last week, it's really important for the people that are watching us. Leave some comments below what you would like us to show and what you would like us to talk about. Yep. Anything to add on that one?
I think the main thing, so following on from that, exercise is supposed to be one of the ways to avoid the illness. And like getting rid of grassroots football, I don't know about you, you're getting rid of that platform for exercise. Obviously there are other ways you can exercise and stuff.
Where have you heard that then?
What about exercise?
Yeah, or is that just a general knowledge?
No. So Goals Soccer Centre, all around the UK. I don't think there's one in Derby, but there's one in Leicester. And they put out a statement saying that they wouldn't be closing, so we can still go play 5-a-side, 7-a-side. And the main reason is, I saw it on the door when I went in on Sunday. It says exercise is one of the main ways to stay away from the virus. And even my mate texted me yesterday saying that we should start going for jogs. Because jogging and like being fit, exercising is one of the main ways to not get the virus.
Right, so being healthy.
Yeah, basically.
So that's probably why they're concerned about, say, the over 70s, and I'm not for one suggesting that if you're over 70 you're unhealthy, but obviously there's more of a risk, isn't there? You know,
it's a different effect.
Just looking at some of the things that it does affect regarding football, as we speak about the grassroots leagues in the UK. I don't know what it is like all over the world. I think someone mentioned to me in Spain they have competitive leagues. Again, whether that's true or not is another matter. But I know our leagues here in England aren't competitive up until a certain age. Under 12s, I think they're not really even supposed to show league tables, which they don't really mean anything nowadays. And any good coach out there will probably not be concentrating on results, etc., and league standings at that age. However, and this does affect one of my teams that I've got an under-11s team at Sandiacre Town in Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire area, and we're just about to play a cup semi-final at the end of April. Now, it's all well and good me not being worried about the fact that they won't play this semi-final, they won't have a chance to get in the final. These 11-year-olds, these 10-year-olds, these 10-year-olds are absolutely buzzing about playing in a semi-final and really looking forward to playing in a cup final. So it means everything to them, you know, and they're probably going to miss out on this chance now with the way things are. I know you've played in a few tournaments and done well with your teams as well. So what do you think to that, Kandeep? Do you have a preference on? Have you got a date of when you'd like us to get back into it?
Hopefully, you know? Well, the first one, I think they start mid-May, so if we can maybe get back towards the end of April, it'd be good. But I don't think a lot of clubs or tournament organisers, they won't rush into decisions.
Yeah,
so they'll take their time. But I think stuff like, I know we're going to touch upon it, like the Premier League, Champions League, and all that.
Yeah,
because they're more significant and stuff. Yeah. They'll be acted upon quickly rather than the grassroots one. I think the grassroots one, the organisers, they'll take their time and stuff, see how it goes on. And
yeah, sure. Do you think then that grassroots football will get back to normal before professional football?
Ooh, good question.
Given the trend that went for the fact that grassroots football took a week to follow what the Premier League had done, for instance, so therefore they were thinking the amount of people around in one go isn't the same as what it's like, say at Anfield or the Emirates or something. You know, so
I think it depends on what the government say. So when the government see it right for, you know, like kids to get together, like small gatherings. Yeah. I think it wouldn't surprise me if grassroots football begins before the Premier League.
Yeah, I think that could happen as well.
I think it depends on what the Premier League. They got a meeting on Thursday, I think. So it depends on what they decide.
So Premier League in England, they've got a meeting on Thursday. I know I saw something on Sky yesterday saying that UEFA are meeting today regarding the Euro 2020 competition. There's lots of chat about that being put back to 2021. I think, to be honest with you, on this type of show, for the audience we're looking for, the audience we get, I think we'll let the experts talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, you can have your say, no problem, Kandeep. But for me, I'm just going basically off what I'm watching on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
I did hear that Japan are at this moment in time saying 100% going ahead with the Olympics this year. Okay. In August, which is obviously further away, so it gives them a bigger window for this to sort of slow down a little bit, you know, and get it under control around the world. So that will be interesting to see in the next few weeks what the development of things like that are, whether, you know, the virus hitting people and the numbers, the statistics that are up. We need to see a downturn before I think we can start saying, yes, actually, we can definitely go ahead with this and that.
I think you nailed it when you said that the next 2 weeks are crucial.
Yeah.
So I think it's based on that, really.
Yeah.
Especially for grassroots football, Premier League, Olympics, I think, like you said, they'll probably wait a few months.
Yeah.
They'll probably give it till June, actually.
Probably. I mean, I was just looking at my notes here, and I'm going to touch on coaching courses. That affects me. Personally, I'm on a coaching course in May, but we could be here for hours touching on who the coronavirus is affecting, business-wise, sports-wise, whatever you wanted to. We just need to narrow it down to what
grassroots.
What we know and what we're into, etc. And again, you know, this coaching course that I'm on in May, is it going to go ahead? It's already been put back a number amount of reasons. since last year, 2019. So keeping my fingers crossed that everything starts to get back to normal and I can get on that course particularly. I've got a question for you then, Kandeep. What are you doing as a coach in the meantime? What's your plans in the meantime for the next 2 weeks to enhance your players and develop your players for when you do get back to training weekly?
So what I'll probably do is send a lot of YouTube clips out. So like, for example, like there's actually no Premier League football to watch now.
Yep.
So I can't go around and say, all right, whilst we're not training for 2 weeks, go and watch some football. So you probably have to watch highlights and stuff. So
Absolutely.
I'll certainly send clips of things, good things to watch.
Yeah.
As well as this, I'll send stuff you can do at home.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, on Facebook, I don't know if you've seen it, there's a lot of people actually selling one-on-one content that you can do at home.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, there's really a lot of good free stuff out there.
What, like in the garden and stuff like that?
Stuff like that,
Yeah.
You could do with your brother.
When you say selling, what do you mean? Like selling sessions or?
Selling session plans you can do at home. Personally, for me, there's already a lot of good stuff out there on YouTube that I'll be passing on, which I think, for me, there's a lot of good stuff out. There's a lot of stuff out there, but only some of it's good.
Yeah.
So I'd be sending that good stuff out.
Sorry to interrupt you. The big things you can do at home, and this is a great tip in my opinion, for children of any age, and I tell you what, I still do it. Ball mastery.
Yeah.
Ball mastery. You've got your back garden. You don't need your brother or sister. You don't need your parents to help you. You can get a ball. You can have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you want. Ball mastery is so important, and this is something you can absolutely do. And there is loads of content on YouTube and on Facebook and places
everywhere.
Like that.
Twitter.
Obviously, Facebook for children's not available. I'm sure your parents will get that for you.
Don't know about TikTok.
TikTok, there could be, You'll see skills on TikTok, and I think YouTube have a YouTube Kids as well. You'll find all stuff like
that.
There's
apps as well, free apps and stuff.
Yeah. So that's a great point actually, and I think it'll be good for the children, especially we're based in the UK, but they're good for the children to stay involved in football in any way, shape they can. Not FIFA. No, you can play FIFA, of course. I think my boy particularly, I think he's learnt a few things from FIFA.
Yeah.
Certainly learnt the offside trap, So, but that's one of my problems for children, for the schools being closed. If the schools are closed, these kids are just going to go home and play console games. For 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and that's not an ideal scenario for any school child, is it? In this stage. So, anything else?
I got a question for you. So, like, our Grassroots club, they cancelled today for the foreseeable future, and they put a message saying that, I don't know about your club, but like, obviously everyone plays subs.
Yes.
We've suspended our subs for April.
Have you? Yeah.
I don't know about yourself, but I think a lot of Grassroots clubs, I don't think they'll be affected financially.
Yeah.
But especially those that rent the facilities.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll still be charged? What do you think should happen?
I know for our Grassroots team, we saw a remit yesterday saying that the school, because we use a school's 3G facility, and they've closed the gates for the 3G basically, and they said for us to email them to find out the situation of either money we owe to them or money that will be owed whilst the closure's happening. I kind of keep out of the way of that situation. I let the actual club deal with it. Regarding our team and our parents, I would like to keep paying subs.
You reckon?
Yeah, I would personally happy to.
Okay.
As a parent, I would be happy to pay subs for the next month. And if the club say we're cancelling it, our team will then benefit financially from this, which we can then help the children out in the summer with new equipment, etc. Because we'll have had, in theory, a whole month's worth of subs that we haven't had to pay out.
Yeah, like to refs and all that.
So you're probably talking, I think we pay £30 a month, so you're probably talking in excess of 300 quid that could go straight into the kitty that would enable us to buy whatever we want to buy in the summer for that price, so because this is only going to go on for a certain amount of weeks, let's have it right, the world will get back to normal.
At some point,
At some point, the quicker the better, obviously, but the world will get back to normal. it's just one of those things, isn't it? And something unprecedented and never been seen in my time. So
I think it's the first time in my life where I've seen something come to like a standstill.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Yeah,
literally,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I never thought it'd be like. I thought personally, like, this is it's kind of an equivalent of a world war in a way, if you know what I mean.
You know what? I've thought about that myself. I've thought about that.
I'm going off topic.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I'm happy to talk about that because I think about the situation in World War One and World War Two, and what our grandparents or our parents were thinking when everything came to a halt. You know, but did life still go on? Of course it did. I remember my granddad telling me one story how he was delivering newspapers or fruit and veg on a street on his bike, and he could hear the sirens going off in the background. But the world still went on because humans will beat anything that comes along. You know, the human race will beat this. And yes, that could get political and all historical now. But we obviously all have an opinion on it. Right, I think we might wrap this one up. We've had a little bit of chat on a trending subject. We're still smiling, aren't we? We're still at our university at the moment.
Make sure you stay safe and
stay safe and well, everyone. Yeah, and
make sure you wash your hands.
Wash your hands. How long for?
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Plenty of soap.
Yeah, and if you're opening doors, just use these.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. Thanks for watching this show. Not massively an exciting show, I imagine, but
make sure you're doing exercise at home as well, some sort of exercise.
Don't
definitely get lazy and stuff. Don't think that's an excuse to stay at home. Make sure you get, if you've got kids, go into the garden with them, stay active yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
for jogs and stuff.
Cool. Want to close the show?
Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on this, and hopefully we'll be back with another show next week.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.